So this is 28 years later. This is I almost said the second film. This is the third film in the 28 Days Later franchise. Danny Boyle has returned to direct, and Alex Garland has returned to write the script after having worked on the first film together 28 days later. That film introduced the world too fast to zombies and breathed new life into the genre. By the way, in case you haven't seen my review from Tier List, I am recording this review and this review and this review all at the same time. I had another recording for this that fucking crashed and I lost it, and I'm pissed off about it a little bit. So I'm coming into this in a bit of a bad mood, so I might say things that I will regret. I might come up as a little aggressive, but I just have to say right off the top, this is a great film. I really like this film. This takes place 28 years after the rage virus has taken over Europe and turned people into zombie-like aggressive figures simply known as the Infected. This film follows a young boy named Spike, played by Alfie Williams, who lives on an island that's infected-free, but still connected to the mainland by a single causeway. He lives with his mother, played by Jodie, who is dealing with some sort of unknown illness, and his dad, played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, who is this very agile, strong-willed scavenger type. One day, Spike's father takes him across to the mainland to kill some infected as a coming-of-age ritual, and the plot takes off from there. First things first, this is a very beautiful film, and I mean that both literally and thematically. It was shot all on iPhones and in this ultra-wide 276 format, similar to how Sinners was shot, as opposed to the standard 239 or 185 aspect ratios. And 276 is supposed to give, this grand, wide image, and it's, first off, it's beautiful to look at. I love seeing films in that format, but there also is there is a deeper reason as to why it was shot this way. The reason for this, as stated by director Danny Boyle, is to make the film that much more intense and to create the feeling that, the infected are surrounding you. By having the wider image, you're constantly scanning the frame looking for the infected. And he does craft some genuinely terrifying set pieces here. There are infected in this film that are smart and wait for their chance to strike, or there's scenes that, they take place in the dark, and combining that with the just kind of narrow aspect ratio of the film, it does heighten the intensity. It does make these moments that much more intense because, like Danny Boyle said, they could be hiding anywhere in this image that just envelops you. There's also the infamous rig that has been going around online that shows like 19 iPhones attached to this contraption. The set pieces shot using this setup, trust me, you will know them when you see them. These moments are extremely unique and brutal and just mean. It is a mean way to shoot action sequences, but I loved it. I really thought it was a creative way to showcase the violence here and just how jarring and brutal it is. It almost felt like video game-esque. I think that's the best way to describe it. And it adds, a gnarlier, meaner aspect to the violence, which is just, makes the world that much more insane and mean and terrible. The film also utilizes a lot of jump cuts and throws in these insert shots of classic battles where knights and warriors are firing bows and arrows at their enemies to really put us in the shoes of the characters in the world they live in. The jump cuts create this sort of disorienting feeling, while the insert shots show how the world we're seeing on screen is not only frozen in time, but also kind of going back. They're not using guns, they're using bows and arrows. They also sort of carry this us and them mentality, where the zombies are nothing more than just enemies to be shot down. That is something that I will get back to in just a little bit. The performances here are all fantastic. Alfie Williams as Spike is a true young star. The entire film relies on you connecting with him and his own internal struggles as a son, as a man, as someone just trying to find his own place in this world, and he just knocks it out of the park. I was so shocked that this was his first film role because he is just incredible here. Like I said, this is mainly a coming-of-age story. It's every scene just teaches Spike something about life, about survival, about love. It's a film that puts its characters first so that when the infected come out, you care about what happens to them. I think, for my money, it's Alex Garland's best script. And you know, it's a kind of a wild thing to say because I think Annihilation is great. I loved Civil War, as I mentioned in my other video. I love 28 Days Later, but I think there's just something here, something so strong thematically. It has a very strong thematic core to it that I just really connected with, and it's so good. It's so great. It's also a film that isn't afraid to really tear at your heartstrings. It is surprisingly emotional at multiple points. Even the infected, the zombies, tie into the themes of the film in a very beautiful way that I would not dare to spoil in this review. Every aspect of this film harkens back to those themes. It does ask the question of what is rage? You know, not the virus, but the feeling of rage. Is it something that we come into this world feeling, or is that something we learn and develops within us as time goes on, and the people and by the people that we surround ourselves with? Spike in many ways has rage. His dad has rage. There's a reason the virus is called the rage virus. You know, what happens when that rage takes over someone, and is there a way to overcome that? Most of the characters see the infected as nothing more than monsters to be killed, as I mentioned earlier. But there are also characters here that do care about the infected in a way and see them, you know, to a certain extent as people. And that does add a more sort of tragic layer to the infected. And it, oddly enough, it makes them feel more human. You connect with some of the zombies in here. Not what I was expecting at all from this film. It was a nice surprise. And that's really what sets this film, you know, it sets it above a lot of the others in its same genre. You know, we have things like Train to Busan and Last of Us that use the post-apocalyptic zombie setup to tell really heart-wrenching stories. But none of them ask the question of the true nature of the virus and the zombies of their world. And that's what really sets this film apart and makes it something special and new. Danny Boyle and Alex Garland were the first ones to bring fast zombies to the mainstream, and they continue to do it the best. The combination of truly innovative, exciting filmmaking mixed with a great, simple coming-of-age story, and fuck it, throw in some zombies for good measure. What more could you want? This film is getting 4.5 stars out of 5. There's a good chance it's going to go up to a 5 on rewatch. I really, really like this. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's review. I might drop all 3 of these at once if I feel like it. But no, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. What did you guys think of 28 Years Later? Have you seen it? Let me know down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Long live cinema.